You may have heard that I've gotten tons of requests to go after OrionBroadcast, but I finally decided that I'm not going to do it. It's really obvious that anything that anyone says to this guy just flies over his head, as demonstrated in that multi-degree commentary he did on TOG yesterday. And yeah, it was a third-degree commentary where he repeated himself all too often. How good do you think it'd turn out to be? I mean, multi-degree commentaries are already a bit of an issue for even the competent commentators. Imagine how bad it'd turn out to be in the samey, boring, humorless, rambling, raging style that OrionBroadcast does. I mean, let's face it, I really don't think I can bring anything new to the table here. Orion's obviously not going to listen to criticism. He's proven multiple times that he can't discern between criticism and a genuine personal attack. He's proven himself wrong about not being butthurt. And of all the movie monsters to portray himself as, he went with the Colo Clawfish from Phantom Menace of all things. What, was Reptilian too good for him? So yeah, I'm not going to go for OrionBroadcast, simply because, well, he's a worst-case scenario bandwagon waiting to happen.
Hello, this is Leonard. Today I'm doing a commentary on the Orion broadcast. Recently he's been making commentaries on the people who've been calling him out on his flaws, which are stupid and pointless. And yeah, he did a one-shot commentary on my last video. It is really funny. I can tell how much of a sensitive little individual he really is. Okay, let's start commentating on this BS.
Hello, this is the Orion Broadcast here, and this is an Orion one-shot commentary on a user known as Leonard, who told me calm down little boy, was calling me a little boy, and in response to me blocking him for that.
Anyone with a brain knows that person who rages at their mics are around 10 or early teens.
He made a trolling endeavor video called The Orion Broadcast is Asshurt, which is Asshurt's a synonym of butthurt, which is just a trolling word.
Excuse me, aren't Asshurt and butthurt mean the same thing? I mean, ass and butt are both go the same definition as someone's behind. Go and look it up in a dictionary. I thought you are very intelligent, as you claim to be.
By the way, first of all, Leonard, I'm not a little boy. I am an adult, and I've just turned 30 on October 25th, 2013, and I'm making this video on
Says the man who screams at his mic. Newsflash, age doesn't mean shit if you can't even act that age.
How dare you call me stupid and say I'm not bright, evil broseph! You are a liar! And that is slander!
Listen to that, Orion. Some guy who's a quote-unquote adult yelling over nothing. You can say that it's not nothing, because stuff like this happens all the time on the internet. People lie like shit. Sometimes I wonder if you even hear yourself talk. And about you take a little white lie like a knife to your throat. Oh, we'll get to that soon. You blocked me all because I told you to calm down? Plus, did you even realize why I even called you a little boy? Simple, you were yelling and acting like one. I mean, wow, you really are a little boy. It really amazes me.
Well, Leonard, the reason I yelled at Evil Broseph is because he was lying about my intelligence, and me yelling doesn't prove that I'm an idiot or any way. I was just very frustrated and just furious with his lying about my intelligence and saying I'm dumb when I'm in fact smart. And you say I was just acting like a little boy. No, I wasn't. I was just very frustrated.
Do you really expect people on the internet to feel sorry for you? No, instead they laugh at you. Because it's really sad how seriously you're taking this. If you're really frustrated, then why did you yell and rage? Why didn't you prove to the world that you are an adult, that you claim to be, and you would handle anything in the calmest way? That's the definition of being an adult.
So, Leonard, who made this video titled The Orion Broadcast is Asshurt, if you make any more videos about me, I will report them to YouTube and have them taken down for harassment. Just to let you know. So this concludes this one-shot commentary, and until next time, live long and prosper.
Wow. Just wow. Talk about blowing out of proportion. This whole lying thing, that's a hell of a nerve touch to you. I find it funny how pissed you got all because this guy lied about your IQ being high. Yet, you don't know shit that S-hurt and butthurt mean the same thing. I guess that makes you too a liar. My god, such hypocrisy. To be honest, I don't find your IQ as high as you tried to make it out to be. Clearly you don't know how the internet goes. You obviously have to treat it like it's real life, which is not. Anyone with a brain knows that at the end of the day, it's just true honesty and criticism. All those videos made on you, they are not made to so-called harass you. They're just proving how much of a pseudo-intellectual you really are. You can say that you are intelligent and educated. The truth is this. You are as much as a liar as EvilBroadcast, if not more. You can try and flag all the videos made on you, but it's not gonna prove me or anyone wrong. It will only make everyone's point that were made against you even stronger. So if I were you, I should try to think carefully about this before you turn into a lost cause. So this is Leonard saying please press the like button and subscribe. Bye.
Way to go, Orion! You've managed to prove everyone right in that you really can't handle criticism unless the person giving the critique has the same beliefs as you, and if they don't, you do this.
Hello, this is the Orion Broadcast here, and welcome to an Orion commentary. In this commentary, I will be commentating on part of a video titled To the Orion Broadcast by Beastily Eevily, where at first she gives constructive criticism, and then suddenly, when she gets to how I treat religion, she loses all credibility by exposing herself to me as a schizophrenia-infected imbecile who believes that homosexuality is sinful. But before I get started critiquing her mistakes amid the video in question, I will acknowledge her constructive criticism. When she got to the message, she first brought up the issue of Confused Matthew and the Lion King. Beastily Eevily, you should be surprised. I already know that Confused Matthew is matured, and I hardly hear from anything or hear nothing from Confused Matthew fanboys these days. Plus, you are right that I should ignore commentaries and rants on me that make no good points, rather than responding, and that I should pick my battles. However, if you say stupid things that are of a religious fundamentalist nature, I will respond. Otherwise, I'll ignore you.
Okay, here's the thing, though. The whole point of Eevee's rant was to actually critique your videos from an unbiased viewpoint, and giving you the critique that you so desperately wanted to hear in the manner that you wanted to hear it. But when she brings up your beliefs and how you discriminate Christians on their beliefs, oh no, it's suddenly a bad critique! I wonder why.
In 5 years, I will not even worry about Confused Matthews even a single teeny tiny bit. And that will happen a whole lot sooner than that at this rate. Like me, she also thinks that Confused Matthew's Lion King review was trash, but what she says about things like science and homosexuality are going to be just as stupid and a lot worse.
Nope, we're not going to sit through his response to the Star Trek and Star Wars debate because it is boring as all hell. So...
After she said the stupid stuff that I will criticize in this commentary, she went on about criticizing both the speech and the speaker. I already get it, and it is not the reason for this commentary, so I'll skip that too. Then she said that she hopes that I do not do a commentary on that video of hers. Too bad, Beastily Eevily. You just sealed your own video's fate for my commentary targeting with the middle content that you put in, since it is the type of trash I came onto YouTube to shoot down. Then again, I will only commentate on part of that video. She brought up that debates can be good, but in some of the content in her video that I will shoot down, there is no legitimate debate, just pure apologetics.
Okay, class. Now please keep what he just said in the back of your mind, because later on, he will not only shoot himself in the foot, but also shoot himself in the mouth for what he will say next.
And here's another message that you like to repeat. Your views on religion and science. Let me just say this, Orion. I am a right-wing fundamentalist Christian. I do consider myself in that aspect. I'm not liberal in my beliefs at all. I think more in a libertarian standpoint, but you could argue I probably think more right-wing. I have more fundamentalist...
Thanks for informing me, Beastily Eevily, that you are a schizophrenia-infected retard, and of course I do not respect your beliefs and religion, and we're about to see why.
views, I suppose, in the sense of I do believe that homosexuality is a sin, but then again, I believe a bunch of other things are sins as well. And to me personally, because it's a sin, I believe in don't hate the player, hate the game. I hate the sin. I don't hate the person who's committing the sin. I sin all the time, and I can say quite clearly that it's difficult to not sin, so I don't really mind homosexuals. I don't agree with their lifestyle. And somebody puts a ballot in front of me and asks whether I would vote for gay marriage or not, I would vote no. I would vote for no gay marriage. But I would not go pick at the White House in anger over if it being legalized. I wouldn't.
You do realize that your opinion on homosexuality is what got me into disrespecting and attacking religion in the first place. By holding such views and saying that you would vote to take away gay people's right to marry the person they love, you prove to me that you are a bigot. Voting against somebody's right, which includes voting to outlaw gay marriage, is forcing your beliefs onto other people. I want you to realize that.
And I want you to realize that, no it isn't. She was given the choice to vote for gay marriage, and she has every right to oppose it. You can't take away her freedom to vote, because if you did, then that would be forcing your opinion onto other people. She's not forcing her beliefs onto anyone. She's expressing her right to vote for gay marriage or not, and isn't that part of what this country is about? The right to vote? If it were me, I would vote for gay marriage because I don't believe it is a sin either, but for those that do vote for gay marriage to be illegal in a state, I'm not going to go raging at them and call them a bigot like you are doing right now. Because I'm not a child.
You say that you don't get angry or pick at the White House if gay marriage were legalized, but you're just being a hypocrite because you also say if you had the chance you'd vote to outlaw gay marriage.
Because it is her belief that homosexuality is a sin. However, does that make her a hypocrite when just earlier in the video she stated that she hates the sin and not the person? If she hated the person and not the sin, then that would make her a hypocrite because, as she said, she sins too, and it is very hard for a human being not to sin. So again, I ask, how is she a hypocrite for expressing her right to vote? Psst, that was a rhetorical question, by the way.
In the state of Iowa, it's legalized. Am I upset about it? A little, but I'm not gonna go throw a fit over it. I view other policies a little bit more important than that. And I also view that loving the person is more important than the actual action. Just a little backdrop on that. You cannot control what you are sexually attracted to. You can, however, control what you will willingly pursue. I might be heterosexual, but I have the choice to go after men. I do, and that is my belief. And you could argue it either way, but that is simply my belief, and I'm willing to listen to other people's debates about it. I will not condemn a homosexual for behaving accordingly to what he feels or she feels they need to. I really don't. It's not my concern. It's their life. If they want to do that, by all means. If somebody wants to be a smoker, if somebody wants to drink, by all means, go ahead and do that. I won't agree with it, but that's just me. They're not me, I'm not them.
Congratulations, Beastily Eevily! Your shipment of fail has just been delivered for your comparing homosexual relationships to smoking just now.
And alcoholism, but in all things considered, that's not even the point. Her point was that it is the person's choice to either be homosexual or not, as it is for them to choose to drink or smoke. And if drinking and smoking were sins, according to her religion, her God views all sins equally, so the comparison is valid if you consider smoking and alcoholism a sin. Now, if you want my opinion on how I view homosexuality, I do believe it is a choice, but I also believe it is something that can either be taught or born with, depending on who you are and how you were raised. The point that Eevee is trying to make is that although she knows that in her state it is legal for gay couples to be legally married, she's willing to accept it because, as she said...
And I also view that loving the person is more important than the actual action.
Oh, and by the way, it's Beastily Eevee. Say it with me now. Beastily Eevee. Got it? Good.
You say that you love the person but not their sexual orientation if they're gay, like love the sinner but hate the sin. One can use that type of argument against you, including myself. I don't hate you. I only hate your right-wing Christian beliefs. And although you're not very angry that Iowa's legalized gay marriage or picketing, you're still a bigot because you believe that gay people are inferior to you.
And so are you for putting words in her mouth, because that is not what she said. She never stated that homosexuals were beneath her, nor did she ever ridicule them or say that she has done so previously in other videos. She just doesn't agree with their lifestyle. Is that so fucking hard for you to just accept? Really? Some people don't agree with homosexuality, Orion. Welcome to the real world. Now do us all a favor and shut up and deal with it. If people don't agree with homosexuality, that's their right, and you cannot take away that right. Not all right-winged Christians are as you say they are around homosexuals. If you think that all are like the WBC, then oh my dear sweet Jesus in heaven, I hope that you will come to realize soon that they are not, and that your entire quest to shoot them down is utterly pointless.
So, by your definition, my opinion cannot be respected. Yet I am completely willing to listen to your side of the debate. You view science as the end-all be-all. Well, I don't necessarily think that. There are certain aspects of science I don't think at this moment can solve everything. I actually don't think that there are aspects that science can solve. Period. No matter how advanced science can get. This is a debate I get constantly with my stepdad, in the sense of he and I constantly debate over psychology and therapy and medication. I'm a firm believer that medication is not the end-all be-all. If it is a chemically based problem, then yes, medication is needed. However, if it is an emotionally based problem, I think that it can be treated with therapy alone. That is my belief. I don't think that science is the end-all be-all. I think that interactions with human beings and also understanding how human behavior works is key. That's just simply me.
Of course I do not respect your religious opinion on homosexuality, and I do not respect your opinion on science either, Beastily Eevee. You think that science is less worthy than right-wing Christianity, and don't you dare try to deny it, where you say it's not the be-all, end-all, and never will be.
Even though she never once said that science was not worthy. You do realize that she's a psychologist in training, right? Seriously, why else would she be mentioning psychology if she was that kind of right-winged Christian as you claim she is? She said it before in most of her videos that she's an amateur psychologist, aka a scientist for human behavior. And even with that under her belt, you call her a bigot for her beliefs? I can only hold so much pity for you right now. You poor, ignorant, lost little soul.
Your point on you not respecting certain religions is understandable, because by what you say, this particular group that you have no respect for disregard human rights. And that's fine. But completely throwing off this particular group just by one or two vocabulary words that describe them in their political beliefs is, well, it's sort of silly, in my opinion.
I do not respect conservative Christians as a group for their political views, since they use their political influence to pass asinine laws to shove their opinions down people's throats. Whether you want to admit it or not, passing laws to outlaw gay marriage is forcing your homophobic beliefs onto other people.
Please refer to my previous statement at 5 minutes and 24 seconds. Thank you. I will say this, Orion. You do make it a lot easier for me to know where to cut your videos from all the awkward pauses you make, so thanks for that.
It is not silly to bash conservative Christians like you claim. That's just you calling for me to tolerate your bigotry towards gays and your delusions like creationism. And that's not going to happen. Especially since I came onto YouTube to shoot those down.
You know, you remind me of a certain cousin that kind of acts like that when he doesn't want to eat his veggies at the dinner table. But you know what the big difference is between you and him? My cousin is nearly 8 years old and you are in your early 30s.
But let's go back to the point that you like to make oftentimes. You don't respect Abrahamic religions because they infringe upon human rights, or at least the right-wing version. I've just stated to you that I am right-wing. Are you going to disrespect my opinion and disrespect me in general and not listen to what I have to say because I am of that demographic?
Of course I'm not going to respect your religious opinion and listen to what you have to say on the topic of religion, because you are a conservative Christian who is bigoted against homosexuality and is anti-science. You just shown that to me.
And because of that, you are no longer the girl that I should fap to. Go! Be gone! You are nothing to me now!
Let's also consider the fact that it's not just right-winged fundamental Christians. There are right-wing fundamental Muslims. There are right-wing fundamental Jews. There are right-wing fundamental Hindus. There are right-wing fundamental Buddhists.
You got that right and hit the nail on the head for once. Christianity is not the only religion with right-wing fundamentalists, and I already knew that for years. There are also right-wing fundamentalist Muslims, Jews, Hindus, and Buddhists. Right-wing fundamentalism happens in various religions, not limited to any one particular faith. The thing is that Christianity is the religion that I am most familiar with, since I lived my whole life in the United States and most of this country is Christian.
So because Christianity is the only other religion you know aside from your belief in atheism, you're only going to hate on Christians and ignore other religions that have the same kind of views. In a sense, yeah, that is pretty silly, Orion. You said it!
Fundamental Wiccas, or atheists, or agnostics. They all might be of that particular category, and they might also be homophobic and racist.
You got that thing right, too, because there are a handful of homophobic atheists, which I've heard of. So let's move on.
That's it? You acknowledge that there are fundamental atheists, but you're not going to say anything about how they're just as wrong as fundamental Christians? And this commentary was brought to you by the word bias!
Are you going to also disrespect them? It goes to the point of what policies you will and will not respect. It's not the person that you really should not be disrespecting, but the policies.
Yet another good point. I should disrespect the policies and not the person. You do realize that there is a difference between respecting people as people and respecting beliefs themselves. I disrespect your beliefs on homosexuality and science, although I respect your well-meaning intentions, and don't necessarily disrespect you, just your beliefs themselves.
Yet, throughout this entire commentary thus far, you've called her a bigot and a retard, and you've shoved words down her throat to make it seem like she's just as nasty of a right-winged Christian as the WBC or any other right-winged Christian you may have unfortunately come across. So, yeah, what was that you said about not judging the person but the policy?
People who are anti-Semitic, I do not agree with their policies. I do not agree with them. That does not mean I will cross them on the street, give them the bird and everything like that, but I'll say, look, I don't believe in that. I don't believe that you should be hating on this particular group of people for whatever reason. I mean, that would be understandable. And it seems you have a grain of salt here with this particular word choice, but you seem to have a fondness with picking on religion. You're atheist, and you know what? That's fine. You're an atheist. You don't believe in God. You believe in science. I do believe in God, but I also believe in science. But I'm not going to go out and say that I will disrespect you because you do not believe in my God. That's not how it works. That's not what the Bible taught me. Love thy neighbor. That's not what we were taught. So in that aspect, maybe it's not the person who you should be disrespecting, but rather the policy. I mean, it's something to consider.
And a note on the hypocrisy of religion itself, not you, Beastily Eevee, just religion itself.
Yeah, I'd rather not have to listen to that again since he references policies from the Old Testament, which to many Christians nowadays is practically considered a history book of how God was to humans at their worst. And believe you me, we did more than just lustful acts back in the day. Anyway, to retort that, at least for Orion's sake, because God knows he's going to say something on it, Christians nowadays follow the New Testament because, well, for me as a Christian, it gives me a sense of the kind of figure that God is supposed to be for this era. Back in the day, yeah, he was pretty scary as a deity, and you didn't want to screw with him, but nowadays, since the era has changed and our view of the world is changing as well as our behaviors and sins, I feel that God is a little bit more of a father figure rather than the police of human beings that he once was. But enough of that. I'm not going to finish the video because it's just rehashing the same things that you've said up to this point. So yeah, Orion, you've pretty much proven to us that when it comes to who gives the critique that you're looking for, you're not going to listen if the person critiquing you is a Christian, or more specifically, a fundamentalist Christian. But here's the thing. Not all right-wing Christians are what you say they are. Yeah, there are some guys that will bang their drums the loudest in that group, but you know what? Not everyone that joins the religion is going to the beat of the same drum. They all have different points of views of how they see God, and yeah, some will try to get others to think that God is who they believe that he is. I'm a Christian. However, I will disagree with some of Eevee's opinion. She's still my little Hellspawn Pokemon because I love her for the person that she is and not for what she believes. And in the end, that's all that truly matters. You can have your views on Christianity, and you can have your love for science. No one's saying that you can't, and no one is saying you're wrong in believing that science is something that can be followed to a certain extent. But your desire to wipe out fundamentalist Christians is going to end in failure since not everyone is going to listen to you. And in fact, you're just as bad when you say that they should not think that homosexuality is a sin and that they are bigots for believing that. So go ahead. Make your video response to this commentary. Because FYI, this will be my only video on you. And if you should make a video response to this, know that I'll be sitting laughing my ass off while you prove us all right and make yourself look like a fool.
Hello, this is the Orion Broadcast here, and this is going to be an Orion commentary on a commentary done on me, a commentary done on my EvilBrosif's fake apology onto me. Even though I'm done with EvilBrosif, I am making this commentary, but it's not on EvilBrosif. It's on a user TOGProfessor or TOGProfessor who is defending this teenage imbecile, and they think I can't handle criticism. Well, I have to tell you this. Had EvilBrosif approached this situation in a mature manner, telling me that I could shorten my videos instead of making them too long, that I could put more enthusiasm and make them more interesting and explain that, then I would have listened to him.
Orion Broadcast, if you were truly done with EvilBrosif, why would you go and rehash this thing again? Seriously, the repetition kills you.
Hello, this is the Orion Broadcast.
And I'm going to spend another 45 seconds explaining that I'm commentating on EvilBrosif because he's a big-made bully jerk who made fun of me.
Okay. I know you got this request from CSBob447, who was one of my chief critics and had given me a hard time, just to let you know, and was contributing to my upset with another issue which I'm not going to discuss in this commentary, no. But of course, EvilBrosif was mean, and the way he went about finding it boring was incorrect. He didn't explain how I could do it better. He just insulted me by calling me Mr. Boring Person.
Hello, guys.
Wait, boring person what? You cut off there. What were you gonna say? Boring person Event Horizon? Boring person Everest? Boring person everything, which is actually a really good band. What I'm getting across here is the Orion Broadcast is pretty much like TOG joked about, is the fact that you should really watch when you cut off sentences, because it's very annoying and it's kind of jarring. And it's funny that you acknowledge that you did this, yet you still did it in this commentary.
You're not really sorry for that parody video, because if you are, you won't be doing what you're going to do next in this little video of yours, which proves that you're not really sorry. Sorry means you won't do those kind of things anymore, parody or not.
What if he is sorry for not making another parody of you, or that he didn't do a better job ridiculing you? Fuck! You never know, right? He could be sorry for many different reasons.
You brought up an interesting point that he may have been sorry for not ridiculing me even more, doing another parody of me or something like that. Well, you're encouraging him ridiculing me, which in a sense is enabling cyberbullying.
Okay, two things. Number one, it's pretty obvious that EvilBrosif was being sarcastic when he was apologizing to you. And TOG was also kind of being a bit sarcastic too in the response to you completely fucking ignoring that. Number two, you're really gonna use cyberbullying? Really? I'm sorry, but lately the only people that I have seen ever use cyberbullying as a defense of on the internet is when they're being called some mean names. Boo-hoo. So many people have been called mean names on the internet and they don't resort to using, oh, I got cyberbullied, because they have a tough skin. Maybe you should grow one.
Just to ridicule me without explaining in a mature fashion how I can improve my videos.
But here's the question you really need to ask the Orion Broadcast. Does he really care? Because it seems like that EvilBrosif really made that video just to kind of make you mad, and spoilers, he did. So I don't really think that this whole criticism thing needs to really matter when he didn't really care about giving criticism in the first place. Also, I'm just going to kind of skip the next section because it's talking about the fact on how he's refuting the fact that he's not a dogmatic atheist, that he does respect people who are religious. He just doesn't respect very right-wing religious beliefs that, you know, are infringing other people's rights. Now, I do agree that's all and good, that, yeah, I can see why you would have a problem with that. But I do want to bring up this one little thing that he said.
They are very hostile towards any criticism.
Sound familiar?
That's right, you complain. And you know what my answer is to that 12-minute one-shot you did on me? I mean, really? A 12-minute one-shot? Over a 45-second video? Are you serious? You think I'm taking you seriously? I'm not.
I apologize for the length of that one shot. I'm doing better in shortening my commentaries in relation to the video in question. It's duration, by the way, and I was explaining where I'm coming from. And you're not taking me seriously because you want to attack the messenger instead of discussing the message that I will not respect religion, for example.
But does it really take 12 minutes to explain a thought? No! No, it doesn't! As for shortening your commentaries, as you say, you turned a video that was a little over 2 minutes into a 7-minute video. You more than doubled the runtime.
Yes, I more than doubled the runtime of the video in question, but a commentary is longer than the video in question, counting the video in question, if it goes point by point, that is, which I like to do.
Which is a problem because you drag out your points to the point where the video just becomes unnecessarily long. We do not need a leviathan of a video just flailing around here.
And I am in college, just to let you know.
Who cares if you're in college? What does that have to do with your point?
I mean, come on, man. Even I don't go into details in my commentaries. That's just stupid. And that's what you are. That's what you are. You're not very bright, are you?
How dare you call me stupid and say I'm not bright, evil broseph! You are a liar! And that is slander! I am very intelligent, highly educated, and how dare you take me for being stupid all because I go into detail! And yet you don't! I'm sorry, people, if I yell, but this guy really hurt my feelings with this disgusting lie.
I can't laugh through the coffee! Oh, God! Oh no, he hurt my feelings! I'm a grade school student who can't take an insult! Big of an idiot I really am! I cut myself off again and called him a liar because apparently he's lying about me being an idiot even though I just proved that I'm a fucking idiot by proving him correct! I'm sorry. I know I've put fake laughing into my commentaries before, but every time I watch the scene, I can't help but actually laugh uncontrollably, and it's that fucking stupid. Oh, shit. Moving on.
Well, newsflash! Me yelling at Evil Broseph that one time for saying I'm stupid and not bright does not prove that I'm an idiot or that I'm not bright.
Oh, really? Well, let me just break something to you pretty harshly, TheOrionBroadcast. But people who are intelligent, as you so claim to be, do not get so vehemently angry when someone just calls them stupid. Because, holy shit, did you erupt. You erupt worse than Ayafiatla Yokul.
By the way, I am in college with about 90 or so units under my belt. But I don't use that as a shield from criticism, as you're gonna make it out to be.
Then why even bother bringing that up? It seems to me that you're really insecure about your intelligence, so you have to keep reminding us that you're in college and that you have all these credits. Who gives a fuck if you're in college or not? Just because you're in college, that does not deem your level of intelligence. Sit down, son.
And your humor, in my opinion, is pretty cruel. just to let you know. And yes, he was lying about my intelligence.
Oh, good lord. Stop talking about your intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the sign of someone who is insecure right here.
You do realize that lying is one of the very worst things you can do besides violence. And lying is a very serious issue.
Oh my god. And that's the problem I have with your commentary. They're so freaking long that sometimes I hear nothing but rambles and shit. Yeah.
Although I'm improving the length of my videos in relation to the videos or essays in question, that essay called The Philosophy of Star Trek and Mike Wong's Star Wars vs. Star Trek essay series was very long by itself. So of course the commentary is going to be long, and I wasn't necessarily rambling off.
Though I sure as hell am rambling right now, and will try to say that, oh, the videos I commentate are long, so that will make my videos longer, because I don't know how to audio duct or actually make a commentary shorter than the original video, despite evidence that many other commentators have been able to do this before.
Wow, TOGProfessor, you just erected a straw man fallacy against me, distorting my argument. Not all the videos I commentate on are long. I never said that. That has no basis in reality. You're just putting words in my mouth.
Okay, I will give you in that the fact that you didn't say that all the videos you commentate are on long. But the thing of it is that you still try to defend yourself by saying, well, this video that I did was long, so of course the commentary I'm going to make is going to be long. Which is not really a viable excuse. Because after all, I'm making this commentary right now, and it's going to be shorter than the video that I'm commentating on. Because it's pretty easy to actually cut out things that are repeated and to audio duct, so I don't have to make this super long video.
That's why I have to like click out the video. Because you're boring me. And also, before I go, I hope you make a commentary on this video. Because everybody knows, and everyone knows, that your videos and commentaries are completely Thank you everyone for watching this, and stay safe and stay awesome. Bye!
EvilBrosif, you sound narcissistic and think you're so awesome when you're really a cyberbully. And plus, too bad if you find my videos boring. Just don't watch them.
Calls Brosif narcissistic and acts narcissistic in every video he makes. Idiotic hypocrite, cough! Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to cough while making the insults, aren't I? This is the Professor, and once again I bid you all a fine adieu in the form of audio ducting.
Till next time, live long and prosper, and I'll see you around. By the way, TOGProfessor, I am not narcissistic, and I'm not a hypocrite.
Oh, really then? Then why did you use as a valid argument to you that you're in college and that you have 90 credits? You seem to have a very high opinion of yourself. So yes, you do come across as narcissistic, and so yes, that does come across as being hypocritical.
I'm not so in love with myself, and I realize I can make mistakes, by the way. And I made a mistake of making my videos too long and rambling off a lot. But EvilBrosif chose not to explain it to me. He chose to insult me by saying that people should call me Mr. Boring Person Ever. And
if you were to watch EvilBrosif's original video, at no point in the entire video did he ever say that people should go and call the TheOrionBroadcast the most boring person ever. So how's that for putting words into people's mouths?
Instead of explaining how I could improve my videos. Had he explained how I could improve my videos instead of calling me Mr. Boring Person Ever, then probably I would have listened to him. But that wasn't the case.
Because it's fairly obvious that you're not going to listen to the criticism anyways, because you've had such a negative, vehement reaction to it. And as well, EvilBrosif doesn't really care about giving you criticism or not. All he was doing was kind of getting a rile out of you, which worked. I'm going to skip the end of his video, because really all it is him just complaining about the fact that TOG made fun of where he raged again. So at 16 minutes and 54 seconds, we finished the video. Well, the TheOrionBroadcast, I will definitely say this. You seem to be very insecure about when people call you out on your intelligence, because otherwise you wouldn't continuously bring up the fact that you're in college, and you wouldn't have raged so hard when EvilBrosif, all he did was just call you stupid. oh gosh, I just called him stupid. But that's true. He is acting pretty stupid on the way that he's dealing with this criticism. And yes, it is still criticism. It's just the fact that it's very harsh and you want everything to be sugar-coated. And believe me, sugar-coated criticism on the internet has gone the way of the dinosaur. So overall, the Orion Broadcast is acting very narcissistic and immature about all the criticism that he's getting. Albeit, yeah, it is a bit harsh, but do you know what? You kind of need to learn to deal with that. That's the way of the internet. And if you can't handle that, then guess what? There's the logout button. Get off it and go do something else.
Hello, this is the Orion Broadcast.
And I'm going to spend another 45 seconds explaining that I'm commentating on EvilBroSif because he's a big mean bully jerk who made fun of me.
Hello guys, this is EvilBroSif, or aka Derterifii here, and I got something to say. I did something very terrible. I made a parody on the Orion Broadcast, and the Orion Broadcast did a one-shot on me. And the Orion Broadcast, I want to say this to you. I apologize for that video that I made on you. I apologize for everything I said in that video. I didn't mean to attack you. Oh, shapes and form. So yeah, I do apologize for everything I did.
You're not really sorry for that parody video, because if you are, you won't be doing what you're going to do next in this little video of yours, which proves that you're not really sorry. Sorry means you won't do those kind of things anymore, parody or not.
What if he is sorry for not making another parody of you, or that he didn't do a better job ridiculing you? Fuck! You never know, right? He could be sorry for many different reasons. Don't make assumptions, Cloverfield monster. That is the Cloverfield monster, right? Fuck, it doesn't matter. Because, obviously, you can't read minds.
And you're also a dogmatic atheist who'd shove your opinions down people's throat. And also, you are a freaking idiot. That's right. Every single time that somebody calls out on you, you get upset and butthurt over it and complain.
First of all, I'm not a dogmatic atheist. You're just using that to boss me around and order me that I have to respect religion, even though it is totally disrespected things that are dear to me, like science and equality and human rights. And that's why I don't respect right-wing religions such as conservative Christianity itself. However, I know that not all Christians are homophobic bigots, nor are all of them anti-science. And I'm not, quote-unquote, butthurt. I'm tired of people bossing me around and telling me what to do on the internet.
Funny thing is that one could use your arguments against you. You're disrespecting things that Christians hold dear to their hearts, so wouldn't that just make you the mean bully jerk? And by telling them that they are wrong, you are telling them what to do. And they might be tired of being told what to do on the internet as well by atheists. But no! It's only a bad thing when the Cloverfield monster is the one who gets the proverbial dildo up his ass.
And that's what you're doing. And I'm not an idiot. I am very intelligent. And I'm in college.
Wait, you're in what? What is it? What? Call what? Don't leave me hanging here. Where are you? Are you in Colorado? That doesn't make you special. It makes you an idiot. What? Cauliflower? Cauliflower? Is it cauliflower? Come on, you gotta tell me. Are you a cauliflower? I gotta know. What?
That's right. You complain. And you know what my answer is to that 12-minute one-shot you did on me? I mean, really? A 12-minute one-shot over a 45-second video? Are you serious? You think I'm taking you seriously? I'm not.
I apologize for the length of that one shot. I'm doing better in shortening my commentaries in relation to the video in question. It's duration, by the way, and I was explaining where I'm coming from. And you're not taking me seriously because you want to attack the messenger instead of discussing the message that I will not respect religion, for example.
But does it really take 12 minutes to explain a thought? No! No, it doesn't. As for shortening your commentaries, as you say, you turned a video that was a little over 2 minutes into a 7-minute video. You more than doubled the runtime.
You're just being a mean thug on the internet here. Just trying to control me to get your way.
What? What is he supposed to be trying to get? Get his what? A Wavebird controller for the GameCube? Get a Wave? I don't think he's much of a surfer. Look at the guy, in all honesty. Well, why do you keep cutting yourself off? I thought you proclaimed that you weren't an idiot.
I mean, really? And you have to go into details? I mean, come on, man. Even I don't go into details in my commentaries. That's just stupid. And that's what you are. That's what you are. You're not very bright, are you?
How dare you call me stupid and say I'm not bright, evil broseph! You are a liar! And that is slander! I am very intelligent, highly educated, and how dare you take me for being stupid all because I go into detail! And yet you don't! I'm sorry, people, if I yelled, but this guy really hurt my feelings with this disgusting lie. Of his
Kid left in the coffee! Oh God! Oh noes! He hurt my feelings! I'm a grade school student who can't take an insult! I'm also an idiot who proved Evil Broseph completely correct! And while proving him correct, and how big of an idiot I really am, I cut myself off again, and called him a liar because apparently he's lying about me being an idiot, even though I just proved that I'm a fucking idiot by proving him correct. I'm sorry. I know I've put fake laughing into my commentaries before, but every time I watch this scene, I can't help but actually laugh uncontrollably, and it's that fucking stupid. Oh, shit. Moving on.
Oh my God. And that's the problem I have with your commentary. They're so freaking long that sometimes I hear nothing but rambles and shit. Yeah.
Although I'm improving the length of my videos in relation to the videos or essays in question, that essay called The Philosophy of Star Trek and Mike Wong's Star Wars vs. Star Trek essay series was very long by itself. So of course the commentary is going to be long, and I wasn't necessarily rambling off.
Though I sure as hell am rambling right now, and will try to say that, oh, the videos I commentate are long, so that will make my videos longer, because I don't know how to audio duct or actually make a commentary shorter than the original video, despite evidence that many other commentators have been able to do this before.
Yeah. That's why I have to, click out the video. Because you're boring me. And also, before I go, I hope you make a commentary on this video. Because everybody knows, and everyone knows, that your videos and commentaries are completely... Thank you, everyone, for watching this. And stay safe and stay awesome. Bye!
Evil Broseph, you sound narcissistic and think you're so awesome when you're really a cyberbully. And plus, too bad if you find my videos boring. Just don't watch them.
Calls Broseph narcissistic and acts narcissistic in every video he makes. Idiotic hypocrite, cough! Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to cough while making the insults, aren't I? This is the Professor, and once again I bid you all a fine adieu in the form of audio ducting.
Till next time, live long and prosper, and I'll see you around.
God damn it, Orion. Really. God damn it. Everyone was so happy and complacent when you weren't on YouTube, and now we realize that you're doing stupid shit on Facebook. You think that everyone in the world is against you. You think that everyone in the world is still pointing fingers at you and laughing their asses off and making videos. And guess what? You're only partially right. We are laughing at you. But we aren't being public about it. At least not until now. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I am talking about RyeGuy's page on Facebook, RyeGuy's Lion King expose page. One of the videos that he posted was effectively an ultimatum where he'll take down his Facebook page, which we really don't care about if we stop making commentaries, if we stop treating him like the lol cow that he is, etc., etc., etc. If we don't, he'll false flag our videos. Yeah. So there's that. He is willing to break the rules because we are quote-unquote harassing him. So let's really look at this. I apologize in advance for the bad quality, and guess what? I will not be covering the entire video because, yeah, I don't care enough to.
McBoy Redux, you're wrong about me not learning. I do learn from my mistakes. This is a coded message saying that you're upset that I not listen to your bullshit or let you hold me to a different standard than others.
Orion, there is no coded message there. He's saying that you don't learn, and it's quite obvious that you don't learn because you want this bandwagon to stop when you're making videos like this! A bandwagon that I might add has already ended!
I see the main point of your video is to tell my other critics to stop pursuing me.
Wrong, Orion! The main point of the video is to tell his fanbase that he is not going to cover you, as he feels that there is nothing new that he can bring to the table.
Here are the terms of the truce. My critics must promise to never make any more unpleasant videos about me since I am sick and tired of hearing their poodle-yippings and dealing with them in their temper tantrums.
Translation. No one is allowed to criticize him anymore.
You must also promise to never ever treat me as an LOL cow anymore.
Translation. We're not allowed to laugh at his ridiculous antics, despite the fact that they're ridiculous and stupid, and funny.
If you comply, I will take down my entire RyeGuy, Lion King expose, etc. Facebook page, as well as my commentaries on EvilBroseph and Blood Terror.
Something that we really don't care about. What else?
If I am not obeyed, I will flag any new nasty videos about me and have those videos taken down for harassment, including commentaries and rants on me, by those who don't listen to McBoy Redux.
Translation. Orion is willing to break the YouTube's terms and conditions because he does not want to hear other people's opinions on him, despite the fact that they are well within their right to share those opinions.
You can either cease online hostilities towards me and let me go back to doing what I came onto YouTube to do after my final draft commentary on Confused Matthew's Lion King review, and you will not hear a peep from me about you, or you can continue to pursue me and get reported for harassment. The choice is yours.
Orion, you seem to think that the internet is this happy place where everyone is holding hands and singing Kumbaya. Let me give you a hint there, buddy. It's not. So long as you post your videos on the internet, anyone and everyone is free to criticize it however they see fit. And this bandwagon is not going to quote-unquote stop until you stop, until you learn why people are actually making these videos on you. Let me tell you something, it's not so we can harass you. Because we're not. We're criticizing you. And so long as you continue to post things on the internet, people will continue to criticize you. Why? Because you're so intent on lambasting other people's opinions for no other reason than they're not your own. You have gone off on literally everyone who says that they do not like Lion King. You have gone off on everyone who criticizes Lion King. You have gone off on people who say that they like Titan AE for Pete's sake. And does it affect you? No, it doesn't. But you're so intent on saying that they're wrong. You're so intent on saying Titan AE is a bad film, and if you like it, you're a bad person. I'm exaggerating, by the way. You're so intent on telling people, oh, Confused Matthew is obsessing about Lion King, but I'm not obsessing about Confused Matthew, despite the fact that I've made like 15,000 videos on him! No one cares about this ultimatum that you're posting, Orion, because if you do follow through on your promise, the one that's going to get hurt, the one that's going to be affected is you. Because you will be breaking YouTube's terms and conditions. because these videos are not harassing.
Hello, this is the Orion Broadcast here, and this is an emergency Orion rant.
Your voice sounds really familiar.
Because it's a warning for another YouTube user who is trolling me ever since he saw my I Will Never Respect Religion video, which I just taken down, and is threatening to make a video parody on me just to elicit a reaction out of me and to teach people how to hate me.
He's threatening you with a video parody. Threatening you with a video parody. Do you even understand the definition of parody? Here, parody, noun, an imitation of the style of a particular writer, artist, or genre with deliberate exaggeration for comedic effect. Verb, produce a humorously exaggerated imitation of a writer, artist, or genre. Synonyms, noun, travesty, skit, burlesque, spoof, mockery, send up.
For stupid reasons. This nasty user's username is called Some Call Me the Duck Man, with a rubber ducky with glasses saying, "You mad, bro?" which is obviously trolling lingo, and this guy is obviously a troll. Usually I ignore trolls, but this guy just is so angry that I'm blocking a lot of people because they want me to respect irrational ideas.
Oh yeah, that's gonna blow over well. Also, good boy! You recognized a troll when you saw one, and you even acknowledged what was meant to be done when confronted with a troll. You know what you're doing? The exact opposite! Everything to the contrary!
But I do block many people only in rare extreme cases, like telling me that Simba and Timon and Pumbaa are assholes just because Confused Matthew said so, or that I have to respect religion, and trying to shove that down my throat, just to let you know. And they say they're just criticizing me rather than trolling or harassing me, which isn't necessarily the case. And they pull up the excuse of fair use, is what Some Call Me the Duck Man had just did. Fair use does not excuse harassment and cyberbullying. Let me tell you what fair use really applies to. Listen up, Some Call Me the Duck Man, you troll. Fair use, section 107, specifically applies to using copyrighted material for non-profit and educational purposes of comment and criticism only. It does not cover harassment and cyberbullying.
You know what fair use does cover? Parody.
And you're not violating copyright, but that doesn't mean I won't report you to YouTube just because you're not violating copyright. So, Some Call Me the Duck Man, you asshole. Let me tell you what you would be doing against community guidelines if you make that nasty video about me, all because I've blocked certain users for trying to insist on certain things that I have no respect for, and trying to force me to do something I don't want to do, like respect Confused Matthew's opinion on Lion King, which is not cool, and that's why I blocked them.
I don't have to respect the opinion of others. Fah! What's that? You don't respect my opinion of not respecting opinions? To hell with you! Banishment!
Well, newsflash, Some Call Me the Duck Man.
It's somewhat bothersome that you thought it appropriate to use a sign indicative of sexual harassment to prove your point.
Completely different from copyright infringement. You're bothering me even though I told you and other people who have bothered me to stop. And continuing to do it even when I blocked you and told you to stop after addressing your arguments is harassment. And that's exactly what that video is about.
And on the internet, we have another word for it. That's right, trolling. And what is Some Call Me a Duck Man? A troll? No frickin' duh. I mean, come on. A troll is trolling people with a twist.
And there's more. Plus, Some Call Me the Duck Man, that video you're planning to make about me is pure cyberbullying. Because you're trying to use superior influence and encourage other people to hate me and to be against me, to try and force me to stop blocking people who try to force me to accept irrational ideas like Confused Matthew's Lion King review. That's what you're doing. Trying to use superior influence on the internet to force me to do something I don't want to do and to make me feel bad. That is cyberbullying.
The mean faceless troll on the internet is saying mean things to me and trying to get a reaction out of me. Well, better post a video about how mad this situation is making me. Also, parody!
Because bullying in general, including cyberbullying, means to use superior strength, power, or influence to try to get people to do things they don't want to do, and like that. And that's just like telling gay people they're going to go to hell. That's bullying.
Yes, telling a homosexual or an individual of what one considers to be deviant behavior that they're going to hell can be considered bullying. But what you're describing isn't bullying. It's one person finding someone who reacts poorly to criticism online and exploiting it. That's what trolls do. They haven't got a knife to your throat and are threatening damnation unless you change your sexual ways. They aren't beating you within an inch of your life because your videos are not to their liking. They're making potshot jokes and parodies because they get this sort of reaction from you, and it's funny. Which means you're feeding the trolls and the trolls are feeding the commentators. Woohoo!
And cyberbullying is not at all copyright infringement. It's a completely different thing, just like harassment is.
Just like parodies are.
I don't care. I love it. I don't care.
And let me tell you what's guaranteed to happen, especially if you bring up the issue of Confused Matthew and the Lion King in that video, because I'm moving on.
Just like I'm sure Confused Matthew is done considering the whole I don't agree with your opinion on the Lion King and thereby do not have to respect it debacle was on a video that was 5 years old and oh my god, I don't care!
If you make that video, no exceptions. I was going to consider doing a commentary, but not. I'm just going to do what I'm originally planned to do and make good on my... So, some call me the Duck Man. If you make that video, I am going to guaranteed flag you. I promise to flag that video if you make it, because I'm going to make good and I'm going to follow through. Because I want to move on in peace.
I was unaware the definition of move on had been changed to constantly make drama and overreact about the situation so people will never let me live it down. The new definition, however, certainly matches how many people use the word now.
And that is why I blocked Confused Matthew fanboys like Mr. Highlander fan, and You Suck 898981, because they couldn't leave me alone. And they kept bugging me and wanting me to agree with Confused Matthew or to respect his bullshit, which I never will. In this fan parody, the same message is that I have to respect irrational opinions and all that.
Please refer back to the definition of parody. Thank you.
And some call me the Duck Man. That video you're planning to make about me is obviously going to be a troll video, because you're trying to get attention. You're trying to get me upset and get an emotional reaction out of me, which is what trolling is.
And he's succeeding!
And trolling is a very different thing altogether from copyright infringement. And trolling isn't cool.
5 years from now, a new Sonic the Hedgehog kid show will come out with PSAs at the end where Sonic preaches about how trolling is no good.
You're just trying to troll me because I've blocked certain users for telling me to respect an irrational opinion that seeks to destroy the Lion King for no good reason, for example, or that I don't respect religion or anything that is irrational, even if the people who believe in it are.
Question. If people consider your behavior and inability to accept or respect the opinions of others irrational, then by your logic, would they not be justified in refuting your opinion and trying to prove you wrong or else change your opinion? Because that's exactly what you've been doing.
You're just trying to get attention, and calling me butthurt because I block you and say I'm going to report you just proves how much of a troll you are. That you just love to get me riled up to make yourself feel good. That makes you a troll. You say I can't handle criticism. That's just a straw man fallacy. Yes, I can.
That is not a straw man fallacy. A straw man fallacy is ignoring a person's stance on a topic, then providing an exaggerated substitute of that point to make it seem false or illogical. Pointing out that you cannot take criticism is not a straw man fallacy, it's an observation.
I don't care. I love it. I don't care.
And you're just doing that to try to get your way and to tell me to stop blocking you and let you post your garbage on my channel.
Posting something on his channel and linking it to your channel is very different from posting something on your channel. And considering you've blocked him, he can't post anything on your channel. Unless, of course, he hacks you.
Trying to force me to do something I don't want to do, which makes you a bully. So this concludes my warning. So, some call me the Duckman. Be warned. Be my guest if you want to post that video. I'm just going to report you to YouTube. Because I want to move on, and you're trying to harass me about something I'm trying to put behind me, so I can just focus on science and shooting down religion, which is what I came onto YouTube to do. And you're probably going to go on to other... I will do personal history series episodes in the future, like on my Orion Crisis. But I'll mainly do science, select movie reviews, and criticism of religion. And I am going to be one-sided on the issue of Abrahamic religion, such as creationism and homophobia, because the other side has nothing worth to offer. But I will be open to both sides on most of the movies I review, except for Expelled, for example. Like when I do...
Wow, you are so biased. You're going to completely close off one side of an argument simply because you don't agree with it? Isn't that the point of debate in the first place? Oh, whatever. The section of the video is off topic anyways. It just goes on about what to expect from this guy in the near future. Anyway, Orion Broadcast. 1. You have the name of one of my characters, and that is so weird to me. 2. Definitions. Learn them. 3. Parody. Jeez! If you fancied this little snippet, tune in to part 2 for the longest one-shot commentary I have ever seen. Oh my goodness! Hello again. If you're just joining me, then you missed out on a rather amusing video where the Orion Broadcast complained about how parodies and harassment are the same thing, whined about people's inability to respect his opinion to not respect other people's opinions, and equated being able to take criticism to people pointing out when you've overlooked something or forgotten something in total. Even when you're incredibly biased to begin with, likely the reason you overlooked it in the first place. What was that phrase about biasm being verbatim again? Oh well. If that doesn't strike you as your cup of tea, maybe this video will. Let's move on to the longest one-shot commentary I have ever seen. Oh joy.
Hello, this is the Orion Broadcast here, and this is going to be yet another one of my Orion one-shot commentaries. It's going to be on a user I blocked who made a video parody about me, which clearly was missing the point of my videos and my commentaries, as well as verbally attacking me, meaning discussing the messenger, me, instead of discussing the message, just to let you know. The user I'll be commentating on is known as EvilBroSef, and the video in question is 48 seconds long, entitled Nearly Every The Orion Broadcast Commentaries Video.
The video in question is 45 seconds long, and your video is Holy Leaping Lovecraft,
which was published on September 24th, 2013, and the description box just says, "This is a parody on the most boring commentator ever." So without any further ado or delay, let's see what this nasty individual has just cooked up about me.
Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Boring Person of All Time here, and today I'm going to do a commentary on this one user that no one gives fucks about. But before I do that, I'm going to give you a 5-minute detail why I'm doing this video, okay folks? And this is the reason why I'm doing a commentary on this video, okay folks? So let's get this commentary video started. Now, since the video is all done, I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts of this video. And those are my final thoughts. Well folks, I hope you liked the video, but if you guys send me nasty comments, I will block you.
That was actually kind of funny.
Now, let's get this straight, EvilBroSef. You did not address my kind of arguments or even try to rebut me.
Because he wasn't addressing your arguments, nor was he making a rebuttal. He was making a parody of your commentary style, exaggerating certain points, in this case the monotonous length of your videos, to comedic effect.
You just verbally attacked me in this video in a parody fashion, and did so in the comments by discussing the messenger, me, instead of discussing the message.
1. Verbally attacking someone does not equate to finding their particular style of humor to be ineffective or boring. It's an opinion. Verbally attacking someone would be calling them an idiot, belittling their beliefs, lifestyle choice, appearance, etc., and would sound more like this. You're an oversensitive pseudo-intellectual who thinks his opinion is exempt from questioning and is incapable of discerning the difference between verbal abuse and parody. 2. While the message is very important, so too is the messenger. A person isn't going to listen to what you have to say if it comes off as something they're not going to enjoy sitting through. An example of this would be if they thought you were boring. That would make them less inclined to want to watch your videos because they don't find them to be entertaining enough.
In the description box and in the beginning of that sloppy parody on me, do I smell a logical fallacy? Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
It is called a personal attack fallacy or argumentum ad hominem. That's right. Evil Broseph, you've committed an ad hominem fallacy, meaning you verbally attacked me and discussed the messenger, me, and did not discuss a single message I have to present. And calling me the most boring commentator ever is an ad hominem attack, because you're using that to try to discredit what I say without addressing my arguments. And you also called me the Mr. Boring Person of all time, or Mr. Boring Person ever.
He was doing a parody of the OrionBroadcast commentaries. As it clearly is in the name, he would also have to cover the maker of said commentaries. And even if he had been parodying your commentaries and the messages conveyed therein, the points would likely vary from commentary to commentary, and he would still be making points on you because you are the creator of each commentary. Since he instead only made note of you, the messenger, he made point to highlight the biggest complaints in the parody, the length and tedious nature of your videos, and those are not ad hominem attacks. The way you're describing it, there's no winning for this guy here.
Like when I did my reading commentary on Michael Censorship Wong's Star Wars vs. Star Trek essay called The Philosophy of Star Trek, which I removed that comment, which is kind of sick. Because it is verbally attacking me, and you verbally attacked me by calling me stupid, dumb, irrational, and all that, and a dogmatic atheist just because I don't respect religion, without discussing the arguments that I have and the evidence I provide to show that Abrahamic religion doesn't deserve respect.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stupid, dumb, irrational, and... Where was all this said? Was it said in the video you mentioned and then removed? Because if so, you would need proof, considering you could profess to anyone having commented negatively and the video wouldn't be there for others to check. And if you were referring to this video... Man, get your ears checked. He done said none of that stuff.
Evil Broseph, you clearly don't understand how logic works, and you definitely need to take a logic class. That's right, Evil Broseph, for that video, you need to take Mr. Spock's favorite class and learn logic.
Pot. Stop calling that kettle black. It's not even a kettle. It's a broom.
Because you've started off with an ad hominem description, and you've ended it with another type of logical fallacy that I also smell and detect. Evil Broseph, you've erected a straw man fallacy where I tell people that they have to like or agree with my video or else I would block them. Even though you did, if you send me nasty comments, I will block you. So you kind of distorted and misconstrued why I block certain users and what I say.
You completely disabled the ratings and comments in that last video I did on you because people were responding negatively to your negative response. This is not a straw man fallacy. It's a parody. And for a parody, it's very spot on.
It is similar, but distorted. And that isn't logical, so you didn't claim victory, and I didn't prove your point.
When did he claim... And why would you want to... You know what? I'm just going to chalk that up to poor wording and move on.
So please let me explain why I have blocked certain users on YouTube since 2011. As you should know, I block trolls who try to elicit a reaction out of me to get attention, such as some call me Duckman, which I made a warning video about him. I also block spammers, meaning people who post many comments all at once on any one of my videos, like LegoGeek94 posted 72 comments all at once on my video about his homophobia, or people who just insist on worn-out, irrational ideas that have been proven to be false that I didn't come onto YouTube to deal with, such as Confused Matthew's claims that Simba and Timon.
So trolls, people who voice their opinions, and people who are unable to reduce their opinions or explanations to 250 characters. Yeah, based on the length of your videos, you qualify for the latter two reasons listed here.
I also block flamers, meaning people who send very virulent messages to me and others, as well as verbally attacking me and discussing me without discussing my message.
By your logic, I cannot discuss an artist unless I exclusively talk about the message in their work. So I can't delve into the psychosis of Vincent van Gogh and his descent into madness. Instead, I can only look at the meaning behind his individual self-portraits and address his mental state out of those exclusively? A person can be discussed without the work coming into play. It's called analyzing character. This is why, even though a person might like the way I draw or speak, they can still consider me a bitch. Or likely in your eyes, a pest.
Evil Broseph, you just seem to be buying into the negative myths about me. You seem to, and these negative myths were started by a YouTube user who's now quit making YouTube videos months ago, who used to give me a hard time, known as Super Godzilla 12 or Super Gzilla 12. Which his latest account was Super Gzilla 12, but he stopped making videos, period, on that account months ago. And he coined negative myths about me that I can't handle criticism, that I'm just intolerant people with difference of opinion, when that has no basis in reality. And I am going to be one-sided on the issue of Abrahamic religion, such as creationism and homophobia, because the other side has nothing worth to offer. Contrary to what you might think, Evil Broseph, I can handle most forms of criticism. I just can't handle the kind of criticism that tells me to respect an irrational idea that has been proven to be false and all that, or tells me to agree with an irrational idea. But I can handle most other forms of criticism, including on a lot of things I have a strong opinion about. Allow me to give you some examples. My first example is my #1 most hated work of science fiction so far, my most hated animated movie that's been ever made so far, Titan AE, where I handled it very well when Dredge Steer in 1986 made an interesting rebuttal to my argument against Titan AE regarding the Dredge, about how the Dredge were made of a different energy from another dimension that was trans-dimensional, where it could be electricity and tangible, and that both the Dredge and their ships are made of this energy, and I respected that fact, that he liked Titan AE better than Star Trek. And I can handle criticism like that, even though I have a strong opinion against Titan AE for legitimate reasons.
That's not criticism per se. That's him pointing out something that you overlooked and likely had a problem with for the very same fact. It's not criticism, it's a correction. Criticism would be telling you that you need to do more research and get your facts straight before making a video harping on them.
Because I am fair and balanced. And another example is my second most hated animated movie, How to Train Your Dragon, because it's very positive towards dragons, and I hate dragons ever since I was little because they subliminally remind me of the dark side of my biological dad, Don Edwin McHugh, who neglected, mistreated, and abandoned me.
And what do we call that, children? That's right! Bias!
But I am willing to handle people defending How to Train Your Dragon. If some dragon lover makes a commentary on my dual movie review of How to Train Your Dragon Planes and how I reviewed How to Train Your Dragon, I will welcome it. As long as they're mature and all that. Because I made it clear in that video, I will welcome disagreement and criticism of that, like if I am wrong about that movie. And I am going to be one-sided on the issue of Abrahamic religion, such as creationism and homophobia, because the other side has nothing worth to offer. And also, EvilBroseph, I have a long history of hating Star Wars, but if I see some constructive criticism of my hatred of Star Wars that presents actual refutations to my claims about Star Wars and proves me wrong about Star Wars, which I've come across multiple times in my life, I embrace it. I celebrate it. I welcome it. I thank them for enlightening me and dispelling my fears about Star Wars, because I've had forebodings about Star Wars. And when I'm wrong about what I fear about Star Wars, I rejoice.
It sounds to me that this pattern of corrections on the way you view things is such a common occurrence that you've just gotten used to it. Granted, that still has to be taken with a grain of salt, considering...
And I am going to be one side on the issue of Abrahamic religion, such as creationism and homophobia, because the other side has nothing worse to offer.
I don't care. I love it. I don't care.
And that is just the tip of the iceberg of how much I can handle criticism and how I would not be where I'm at today if it weren't for criticism. I go by the rule of put up or shut up, and I reserve my one-sidedness for dealing with irrational ideas that have actually been shown to be false and are extraordinary claims without any extraordinary evidence, because as Carl Sagan once said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And the reason I am one-sided about Confused Matthew's Lion King review and Abrahamic religion, and why I don't respect Confused Matthew's claims about the Lion King or Abrahamic religion, is because Confused Matthew's claims about the Lion King have actually been shown to be false many times over, and Abrahamic religion has shown that it doesn't deserve respect, like dictating that you discriminate against certain people, such as homosexuals, and causing holy wars and violence.
I love the stark contrast between the examples he's presenting. On one hand, a guy who reviews movies with an overly biased tone. On the other, frickin' religion! One of the most hotly debated topics encompassing human rights, politics, and the boundaries of countries and space.
And saying I'm boring is not evidence against me. As I stated earlier, that is discussing the messenger instead of discussing the message. That isn't putting up. So, if you find me boring that you don't want to watch enough of my videos, then shut up, because you're not really understanding where I'm coming from. And I am going to be one-sided on the issue of Abrahamic religion, such as creationism and homophobia, because the other side has nothing worth to offer. So this wraps up this extended one-shot commentary, and if you say that it is boring and complain about that, then you're really missing the point. I was going into detail and explaining to my opponent, EvilBroseph, who made a parody video on me, on why it is faulty.
It's a parody!
Because he doesn't address my arguments. He just verbally attacks me by calling me boring without addressing my points. No actual refutations. It's just him throwing a temper tantrum. And that is just the tip of the iceberg of how much I can handle criticism and how I would not be where I'm at today if it weren't for criticism. If you find me boring that you don't want to watch enough of my videos, then shut up. And I am going to be one-sided on the issue of Abrahamic religion, such as creationism and homophobia, because the other side has nothing worth to offer.
And that is just the tip of the iceberg of how much I can handle criticism and how I would not be where I'm at today if it weren't for criticism. If you find me boring and you don't want to watch enough of my videos, then shut up. And I am going to be one-sided on the issue of Abrahamic religion, such as creationism and homophobia, because the other side has nothing worth to offer.
Aw, yeah! Shake that hypocrisy! Shake what your biasm gave you!
You make your video parody on me, guess what? Like EvilBroseph.
Oh my god, I don't care! And there you have it. So now that we've had a little fun deconstructing these videos here, what can I say about them?
Hello, this is the OrionBroadcast, and I'm...
Wait, okay, I know we're only like 3 seconds into the video, and this is kind of a minor issue for me to comment on, but what the hell is that? Is it an alligator serpent? An elephant with no tusks? I mean, this is really distracting. In fact, I'm gonna put something else up that I can at least recognize for this guy's alternate avatar.
I'm going to be commentating on a one-shot commentary done on me from my Orion Sagan account, which is closed, and recently I've closed my Sirius Sagan and Mr. Orion Sagan accounts.
Well, good for you, sir.
And just have this one currently. and this user is CSBob447. He had made a one-shot commentary on me, jokingly titled, "Confused Matthew is the Devil!" I now realize it was a joke, but at first I thought that he was assuming that I was believing Confused Matthew was Satan. But I was just making sure. So don't say that I think Confused Matthew is Satan, because that has zero basis in reality if you were to say that. Because I don't believe in Satan. I regard that as a forced fantasy. And plus, Confused Matthew is not the worst person I've ever known of. Not by a long shot. Just to let you know. And here is CSBob447's one-shot commentary.
Okay, I made 3 one-shots in a row, and all of them
Created by Rich Video Converter, unregistered version, www.richmediasoft.com. Blocking important messages from ducks since 1985.
for trilogy.
Wow, CSBob447. I don't like the word butthurt because it's trolling. That makes you look like a troll, so don't use that word. It's not nice. Just to let you know, I first heard it being used by trolls just to get attention, and this is not over it trilogy. Well, I have a reason why I'm not over it. It's because the person that I'm supposedly not over it with isn't really over what he's doing that's making me upset. But we're going to see my real face, which has some clarification to some straw man to some degree, which we'll see.
Hi, this is Orion here, and this...
Please keep your eyeballs away from the camera. As a fellow female, I'm kind of creeped out by it. And I don't often say that.
Godzilla 12's dogmatic hatred of the Lion King. It isn't because they don't like the Lion King. They're entitled to not like the Lion King. It is because of their arguments and making videos filled with untruths and responding with apologetics, creating more untruths that deliberately ignore the evidence against them.
That was my real face.
Just in case if you were retarded.
Talking about why I'm against Confused Matthew's anti-Lion King beliefs on my now closed Orion Second account.
Yeah, not interested. Skip!
Okay, 3 things. 1, Confused Matthew review of The Lion King. Yeah, I'm just gonna let you in on a little secret. 4 years ago! That review was made over 4 years ago, and nobody even gives a crap about that review or Confused Matthew for years. So... because he hasn't really listened to the criticism that he's gotten, so why the heck would he even listen to you? Especially if this was a reaction to a video that was made 4 years ago.
Your shipment of fail has been delivered, CSBob447. Take it. It's all yours. You used Darkwing Duck to attack me in your video. Don't deny it. You did. You just like to use him to intimidate, like Super Godzilla 12 used to use Godzilla to intimidate people he disagreed with. And that is a logical fallacy known as appeal to force, argumentum ad baculum, in which you threaten or intimidate those who disagree with you or don't do as you say. That is fallacious because the threat of force does not necessarily prove the conclusion to be correct.
You know, is it just me, or is this guy throwing random words around out of context to sound smarter than he actually is?
The threat could be either physical or psychological. In this case, it was psychological since it was a fictional character, and it was very nasty of you. So I'm going to have my Clawfish destroy Darkwing Duck to protect me from your nastiness, because I don't respond well to threats. And also, Confused Matthew made it not in 2008, which is 5 years ago.
Wait, he not made it in 2008? Grammar? The fuck is that?
But he still isn't over his hatred of his vendetta against Lion King. Because, what's more, he's planning a second Lion King review with the exact same bullshit arguments and prejudices as his first Lion King review, just rehashing it, claiming to clarify and address common objections when it doesn't. So he isn't over it. And he thinks just it's okay for him to not listen to the criticisms he's received. Well, I've listened to some criticism recently.
Which is why comments are up for approval.
But Confused Matthew is just a stubborn, willfully ignorant pomp. Let me tell you a somewhat similar problem to Confused Matthew's Lion King review which is much older, which is many years ago, and many years before Confused Matthew's Lion King review. And it is a heinous website that exists for no other purpose but to smear Star Trek and its fans. CSBob447, I don't know if you've heard of this website. It's called StarDestroyer.net, which does appear to be a typical Star Wars fan website, but under closer scrutiny, it exists for no other purpose but to smear Star Trek and all those who enjoy it.
Look, I may not be a fan of Star Trek, but I can certainly tell you this. This is Star Trek. This is Star Wars.
Any questions?
And has some Star Wars versus Star Trek essays accusing Star Trek of racism and communism that were written in 2000 and 2001. And this website has been set up in the late 90s, but it's still a serious problem to this day, and it's still harassing Star Trek fans for fun. And sadly, most YouTube Star Wars fans are from this website.
Well, thank God you don't have any evidence to support your claim, because for a second there, I might have believed you.
2. Getting over it. The video that he made was, I'm thinking, over a year now. It's re-uploaded, so I'm not really that sure. And the incident between you and him, again, is mostly dead. So, if you're probably gonna get a reaction out of him, he's more than likely going to ignore you. 3.
You do have to realize that that video took a one-shot commentary on your one-shot commentary I'm commentating on was created before.
You know, as riveting as this dialogue is, it goes on for a tad too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip over it.
Bare tits do not make your video. Oh, I'm pretty sure first that's happened to someone upon your video won't even think that that's hot enough. Sailor Squidward would be very disappointed in you, mister.
CSBomb447, with that last point, you need to grow the fuck up.
Unlike me.
Dog man, a serious dog man. His head was not shaped like that of a bear. How could you misinterpret it like that? And that's a reason for that your shipment of fail has been delivered, CSBob447. In fact, for your whole video, with the exception of pointing out that Super Godzilla 12 has quit on me, which I'm glad he had.
You know, for a guy who claims he can take a joke, you sure are getting pretty agitated about this one joke.
But other than that, with your scare tactics with Darkwing Duck, it has been delivered. You just wanted to intimidate me. Yeah, I think deep down inside you might want me to respect Confused Matthew's opinion on the Lion King, even if you yourself don't agree with it. Well, that's never gonna happen. And the fact of the matter is, I wasn't saying he was gonna listen to me. I just wanted him to stop spreading his bullshit, and for him to shut the fuck up and leave Lion King fans alone. We already heard his complaints. And that is why I have warned him in some of my recent videos, like his war against the Lion King and my ultimatum to his fanboys on this channel, that he has to call it off while he still can and not make his second Lion King review that he's threatening to make.
Oh, thank God the video's over. Now I can state my final thoughts. Well, to start off, this video went on for way too friggin' long. I mean, not only did he drag out his points for an unnecessary amount of time, but really, why did this need to be a 13-minute commentary on a one-shot that went on for like, what, 2 minutes? And normally I don't have a problem with people making long commentaries like this, as long as there is an attempt to entertain the audience. But with this video, I don't see that. And another thing he did, the video he chose to commentate on was more than 6 months old, so at this point it's not even relevant anymore.
I tried criticising this guy twice. First time he disabled the comments, and the second time I got blocked. Well, there is a saying, third time's the charm. And I'm going to be cutting to the parts I will be commenting on. And I recommend you watch Ponder Sprocket's commentary on him, as I will be playing bits that she's in, otherwise it would make no sense.
Just to let you know.
Why do people feel the need to just say, just to let you know, or let's move on? It just seems rather pointless.
That was actually kind of funny.
Ponder Sprocket, it wasn't funny to me. No. It was a parody that was attacking the messenger, me, instead of discussing the message. And there are some parodies that do discuss the message, not like all the individual messages in a video, which I never said that, but the underlying message of why they're doing what they're doing. Allow me to give you some examples of some parodies that are legitimate, which is the underlying message there. And these parodies on me are not discussing my message that you shouldn't spread irrational ideas, and at times are even projecting to say I'm the one who's irrational, which is called projection. It's a type of fallacious tactic where you put all your problems onto your opponent. Creation of zombies like Venom Fang X and Nephilim Free do that all the time. So that parody wasn't on my underlying message that I will not allow the spread of irrational or unfair ideas.
So to you, a parody has to have a message. A parody does not have to have a message. A parody can take the piss out of a celebrity or a politician just to come off as it being funny. It can even be on me for that matter. Regardless of it being spot on or not, it can still be funny regardless.
1. Verbally attacking someone does not equate to finding their particular style of humor to be ineffective or boring. It's an opinion. Verbally attacking someone would be calling them an idiot, belittling their beliefs, lifestyle choice, appearance, etc., and would sound more like this. You're an oversensitive pseudo-intellectual who thinks his opinion is exempt from questioning and is incapable of discerning the difference between verbal abuse and parody. 2. While the message is very important, so too is the messenger. A person isn't going to listen to what you have to say if it comes off as something they're not going to enjoy sitting through. An example of this would be if they thought you were boring. That would make them less inclined to want to watch your videos because they don't find them to be entertaining enough.
Congratulations, Ponder Sprocket! Your shipment of fail has been delivered.
I've seen this meme since 2008. It's an overused meme, and it's not even funny. If you weren't trying to be funny, then what was the point of bringing it up in the first place?
Or what I have to say, because I'm one of those guys that says you need to either put up or shut up, and it's like one of my YouTube heroes, Caliper and Pizzo, who kind of choose out the Christ nuts who verbally discuss the messenger, him, instead of discussing the message. I know my style can be boring, but if you're having a problem with it, you're not refuting what I have to say. And I know parodies don't necessarily, there's a difference between ad hominem and a parody, but it is, because you're just making fun of my style and the messenger only. You're not discussing the underlying message.
It does not have to be a parody on the message. That's like saying if you have to parody the song and not the celebrity. So to him, a parody has to be restricted to certain topics.
You completely disabled the ratings and comments in that last video I did on you because people were responding negatively to your negative response. This is not a straw man fallacy. It's a parody. And for a parody, it's very spot on.
Wow, Ponder Sprocket, you just told an outright lie, saying that that parody was spot on. No, it was a straw man. And even though it's true that I disable ratings and filtered comments, even though I will still disable ratings on some of my videos, and disable comment ratings if I allow people to automatically comment on such videos. And also, you're missing the point of why my commentaries are long and apparently tedious. It's because I have to explain in detail why my opponent who made the video in question is incorrect.
Well then be more blunt about it. Don't just drag on your points to the extent where we find it boring and click off.
So trolls, people who voice their opinions, and people who are unable to reduce their opinions or explanations to 250 characters. Yeah, based on the length of your videos, you qualify for the latter two reasons listed here.
Wow, your shipment of fail has arrived, Ponder Sprocket.
Do you have to rely on this meme? I've seen some of your commentaries, and this is the 4th time I've seen you use this meme.
That's not criticism per se. That's him pointing out something that you overlooked and likely had a problem with for the very same fact. It's not criticism, it's a correction. Criticism would be telling you that you need to do more research and get your facts straight before making a video harping on them.
Wow. You got something right, that correction and criticism are two different things, like Dredge Tier 1986. But criticism is getting your facts straight and doing research before making videos. I do my research.
No. This is an example of giving criticism. I said that you're dragging on your points for too long, and I told you to be more blunt about the points you're trying to make.
And what do we call that, children? That's right! Bias!
There you go, taunting me, Ponder Sprocket, and from analyzing your character, you are a big bad bully. You're just teasing me and getting glee out of my pain and agony. So, it isn't bias what I was bringing up of How to Train Your Dragon by saying...
It still counts as bias because you hated the movie for a reason that had nothing to do with the movie itself.
I don't care. I love it. I don't care.
There you go with this I don't care, willful ignorance.
No. It's a skipping clip. If you look closely at the text, you can tell it's a skipping clip. Just allow me to use one too!
Sick to death of your every last breath, and I don't give a fuck anyway!
I love the stark contrast between the examples he's presenting. On one hand, a guy who reviews movies with an overly biased tone. On the other, frickin' religion! One of the most hotly debated topics encompassing human rights, politics, and the boundaries of countries and space.
There you go, teasing me again. You seem to be a button pusher. Ponder Sprocket, you are a button pusher. By looking at your character, your videos are quite painful to watch.
Do you not see the irony? Do you not see the hypocrisy? Your videos are painful to watch due to you dragging on your points for too long with an extreme monotoned voice.
It's a parody!
And don't you dare get me started on the parody card.
Yay! More hypocrisy! You'll say she's using parody as a card, and yet you're using tease and ad hominem as a card. And I don't really care about the rest, it's not worth arguing about. Anyways, my closing thoughts. You were extremely hypocritical about this commentary. You say you can handle criticism, and yet when I tried to criticise you, you blocked me. And there is one more thing I should mention. If you're going to respond to this commentary, then at least listen to my arguments in detail. Don't just take them out of context.
My first sample is a little 17-second long clip posted by RyeGuy titled A Message for Orion Sagan on July 28, 2013.
Man, you must really be a hardcore Lion King fanboy. I mean, you're getting butthurt when somebody else doesn't like it. You make videos just to show that you're butthurt. And look, you even decide to grow your hair like Simba's. You have some life there, dude.
As you can see, RyeGuy totally missed the point of me making videos against Super Godzilla 12 and Confused Matthew's anti-Lion King fanaticism. I was not upset at SG12 and Confused Matthew for disliking the Lion King. I was angry at the claims that they made about that movie, and more so their violently punitive talk about wanting to beat up and kill Simba out of blind hatred. As you can see here, RyeGuy is subscribed to Confused Matthew's original YouTube channel, which is now called The Confused Matthew Archive. That, coupled with that pitiful little video that I showed, just suggests to me that RyeGuy is a hardcore Lion King hate boy who cannot accept the fact that he has been proven wrong.
First of all, the video was made in 2013, and this is your third time responding to it. I haven't even talked about you aside from one journal post where I was comparing you to a DA user who shares the same problems as you do. I've been focusing more on YouTube and improving my content. Unlike you, who's pretty much dedicated his life to nothing but someone's review of The Lion King. Second, I subscribed to Confused Matthew again back in 2013. I haven't seen anything new from him lately, nor do I care about him anymore. And even when I did subscribe to him, my opinion on The Lion King was, and still is to this day, an okay movie. I like it, but I find it to be overrated. Yeah, real hardcore hate boy indeed. Dude, you're making assumptions based off of old evidence, but even if this still was 2013, that wouldn't be enough to prove your point. All you're proving in this is that you're still nothing more than a bitchy man-child who can't take criticism. And the fact that you're still going on about this just shows, and I hate to sound like that one guy, that you have no life at all. Again, you've pretty much dedicated to this one guy's review about The Lion King because how dare he not like The Lion King? You, sir, are just flat out pathetic. That's all I gotta say. Just flat out pathetic.